Hey, Unique Art students. Welcome back from spring break. Hope you had a nice, relaxing week. We have some really cool things ahead for us. Remember the last time that we were working on the lesson, you were working on looking at some expressionist artwork. So, expressionist had all to do with showing some kind of a feeling or a mood or basically like an idea that a person was feeling, trying to really get that expressed in the work that they were creating by the colors that they were using and the strokes and the lines and the shapes and textures that are in the artwork. So if you have not had a chance to take a look at those artworks, definitely do that because that's going to be a big part of what you're going to be doing this week. Actually, for the next couple weeks. So what are you going to be doing? You are going to be working on one of three different projects. Now you can do more than just one of them if you have time to, if you choose to. But at least one of them is going to be the requirement for this. So your challenges, your first challenge is going to be working on a project that has to do with expression in music. So, for example, I'm sure that you've all heard songs that had like a really strong feeling to them as far as like really positive or really sad or maybe angry. But one of the things I really encourage you to do with this project or with this challenge is to look up or find or especially this would be really great to have somebody suggest to you, maybe somebody at home suggest to you songs or that you can use for this that are completely instrumental. So instrumental means that they don't have any words to them. So a lot of times words tell you what to think about a song, rather than you being able to really interpret it by the sounds that you hear in the music, in the different instruments and in the key and in the notes that are played and the rhythm of it so really I would encourage you to try to find instrumental music for this. And it really to have somebody else maybe give you some ideas for what you could use for this. You'll need to do more than one because obviously if you're doing an artwork to a piece of music, it's probably not going to take you really long. You can repeat it. You can do it a second time, but it's really, make sure that you go through that challenge and you read it through so you can see what the requirements for that are. So the second possibility is what is called a mandala. This challenge is called relaxation in the round. So mandalas are a kind of artwork that is done around a circle. They've been done all over the world by people from anywhere from Native American right here in United States, all the way to India, in southern South America. They've been seen all around everywhere. So one of the things that they are often used for is actually to help create relaxation because there's a lot of repetition in them. You keep turning it. So you would have a piece of paper and you would create a circle and then another circle inside. Then you can use like like things like bowls and whatever else to trace out your circles. And then as you make your design, you turn it and you make that same design. And you turn it and make the same design. So it helps you to kind of relax through that repetition of whatever it is that you're doing and really incorporate into it whatever it is like you're thinking about or you're feeling in the as far as the designs that you're using for it. So again, go through that challenge, see what it's all about, see if that's something that you want to do. The last one is what is called Hearts of Hope. Now, this is one that's been going around, at least around Wisconsin, if not around the United States in general. But there's a Facebook group that has been posting pictures of people who have put different heart-related artworks or posters or things like that into windows to really encourage people to think positively, to have hope, to have joy. Because right now, obviously, it's a hard time. We're all going through a hard time, like not being able to go out where we're used to or do the normal things that we're used to doing. So it's really and meant to be an encouragement to other people. So again, look at that challenge, see what it's all about. That one, you need to have at least one heart included in with a design for it, and then beyond that, the challenge is to work in colors, work in shapes and lines and textures that will really show a positive or hopeful or encouraging kind of message. And of course, you can always use words to it too. With each of these, there are lots of different options for what you use for materials, depending on what you have at home to use. I also have included recipes for how you can create your own art materials, which is kind of cool. So take a look at those too. But if you have any questions, make sure, first of all, that you've really read thoroughly through each of the explanations before you make your decision about what you want to do. Make sure, too, that you've read thoroughly through them, and then ask questions if you still are not completely sure about it after you've asked maybe somebody at home, or you have had a chance to read through it a couple times, because sometimes we just need to go through it a couple times before we figure completely are like, oh, now I get it. So anyway, go through that. But the one thing that I will really encourage you to do with anything that you create that has that positive, encouraging, joyful message to it is post it in your front window. Give other people who are riding past in their cars or on bikes or walking past, or just people walking up to your house, like your mailman or your family, that feeling of that positivity, that encouragement, that joy, so that they can see that when they are going past. I know I've already seen a few people who have put things in Manitowoc and Two Rivers in their windows, and I know that is definitely a positive thing and has made me smile. So I encourage you to do that. Again, if you have questions, send me an email, send me a message. If I see that there are questions that are repeatedly asked, then I will make sure that I have a time where either I will record a video to explain some things, or that I will have a Zoom time where people can come in and ask questions as they need to. Okay. I'm glad that you're all back, and I'm excited about seeing what you're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. You do have a couple weeks to work on these. Just take your time with it, really get into it and work on it for a while if you want to, or just take a few minutes here and a few minutes there to work on it. Whatever is going to really help you to kind of, relax as you need to, because that's the whole point of these artworks. That's the point of what is called art therapy, is to kind of work out like that, some of the feelings, and to get into that like more positive and joyful and hopeful state of mind. Okay. So, really, again, looking forward to the things that you're going to post in Google Classroom after you take some pictures of the stuff you've done, and I hope you enjoy it.